Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we've got a little filtered portfolio for you here today, and what we're going to do is show you how to style the actual filters up here. When you first install it, it's just got a little block there that looks kind of generic. I've kind of styled mine with the same colours as my logo and given it some rounded borders here. We've got to do a bit of coding for this today, but don't let that put you off. Any code that I write I'll put down below the video and you're welcome to use it as needed. As we're doing a bit of custom CSS today, we're going to go down to the dashboard, we're going to go down to Appearance and Customize. That'll bring us to this page here. If we look down at the bottom, we've got Additional CSS. And here's a little bit of CSS I've written for this today. I'm going to simply delete that and we'll start from scratch. I'll move that other CSS out of the way so it doesn't confuse us. Great. Now let's publish our changes. We'll go back to our page, enable the visual builder, and I'll delete this and we'll start from scratch. Okay, and as you can see, my portfolio has kind of changed to how it was. We've got some coding inside this, so I'm going to actually delete this one and we'll start with a fresh one. I've got a section here, the blue tab, inside's a row, one column, the green tab. I'm going to hit the dark button to add a module. Divi comes as standard with all these modules in the light grey here. There's a little filtered portfolio. I'm going to pop that one in. Obviously you need to have some portfolios. If we go back to our dashboard here, you need to have some actual projects created to be able to do a portfolio. So make sure you've got some projects created and saved down here, or you will not be able to create a filtered portfolio. Okay, back to the page. Okay, well, it's put in a sort of generic looking one here. Post count, I'm going to make mine say 8. I'm going to include all my categories here. Simply going to check all the boxes. You can decide what elements you want. I'm going to leave mine just as it is there. I'm going to pop over to design now. Layout wise, I think I want mine in a grid rather than these full width images here. That's a bit more like it. And the only other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to leave all the styling of the actual portfolio up to you. You can have overlay and images and things. I'm simply going to just align my text to the middle. So I'm going to go down to text. I'm going to hit the middle alignment there. And that's going to pop our little filters into the middle here. And also our text underneath, which works for me. Great. Well, the first bit of styling that we want to do, we can actually do inside the module itself. Let's pull this a little bit closer here. So still in our design tab, let's close up the text. I'm going to go to filter criteria text, which is our little filters right here. And as with Divi, you've got a huge amount of fonts. If you want to choose one, just hover over it. It'll give you an example of it. I'm going to go ahead and use this one for mine, Actor. I'm going to make it bold. That's fine. I'll leave it the color it is for the moment. I might want to style that a little differently later on. I am going to make it capital. Okay. Just going to leave that as it is at the moment. There's no background color option here to actually change the background colors of our filters here. There is one for the active in the CSS, and I'll show you that next. Okay, so we've set what we want the font size to be there. Let's go over to our advanced now, and we can go down to custom CSS, and we've got some little boxes here. And we've actually got a portfolio filters box here. There's not a whole lot we want to do to this one because you can't change the colors from inside here, unfortunately. But the active one, which is our one whichever we're clicked on here, we can give it a different color. So I'm going to say background, colon, and then I'm going to give it a hex color. I'm going to use my little logo colors up here. For this one, I'm going to use the dark blue. For the rest of them, I'll use the light blue. I've got a free Chrome, Google Chrome color picker up here. I'm simply going to hover over it. Going to copy that color, close it up, and it's a hexadecimal color, the one that I copied, so it has a hashtag in front. Simply going to paste the color there, and we've got that. And actually I've got the wrong color. I want that to be the dark blue rather than the light blue. And there we go. Got that color down here now. There we go, that's our dark blue. And I also want that text to be white. So to make it white, I'm just going to say color. Hashtag FFF, which is white. And as you can see, that's changed that white. And semicolon. We always put a semicolon after each line. If you don't do that, it won't read the next one. So you can leave it off the last one, but it's a good idea to get in the habit of putting those on each one. Great, so we've got that. Okay, well, let's save what we've got here. That's pretty much all we can do from the front end. And let's save our page changes here. Now I'm going to temporarily set this as the home page so you can see what's going on when we customize. Normally I wouldn't need to do this, but if you're going to set this temporarily as your home page, make sure you've got it published or it won't show up over there. So we can go back to our customizer here, and just in case you're not sure where it is, on the main page, right at the bottom, we've got home page settings. If you click on there, here's the home page. I'm going to select port style, which is that portfolio page. Great, and there it is. Let's go back and we're going to go into our additional CSS and we can start writing some code. Always a great idea to give things a title if you're writing code. If you write a lot of CSS, it just makes things a lot easier to find. So let's call this portfolio filters. That's fine. And let's go down. Now I'm using Google Chrome here with the great inspector tool, so what I can do is right click on one of these and inspect, and it'll bring up the inspector panel down below here. If you've got styles selected on one side, you've got CSS. If you've got elements selected on the other side, you've got HTML. And most modern browsers have this feature nowadays. If yours doesn't, Chrome is a free download. Okay, so it's opened us up here, and if we hover over, we can see what it's highlighting. So if I highlight this one, that's the link with the background color there. So we want to affect this one right here. So I'm going to click beside it. And here it is. ETFB Portfolio Filters List Item A. It's an anchor tag. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it in up here. I'm going to open and close some curly brackets. And inside, we'll put our changes. Now I want a background color of the light blue this time. So I'm going to say background. And all this code I'll put down below. You're welcome to copy and paste it as you need. Colon. And then the color we want. I want it the lighter blue of my little logo up there. So I'll grab this again and we'll grab that color. And we'll pop it in here. And again, hashtag because it's a hex code. Okay, well that's not actually made any difference whatsoever. It's because we're overwriting the default styles. We need to force it by using important. I don't like to use this unless I have to, but sometimes you have to. So it's exclamation mark and the word important. And there you go. You see it's actually changed all of those to that light blue color, including our main one there. Okay, so I want to change that writing to white. So semicolon, and let's drop down, and again I'll just say color FFF colon hashtag FFF, and again we're overriding some styles here, so we'll use the important again, or you could go back into the module and style it, put the color in that way. Let's change that to white. Fantastic. I'm actually going to give them a bit of space in between rather than being buffered up against each other. So if I go down a bit, let's give it some margin perhaps on the right. I'm going to say 10 pixels. And again, we've got to overwrite some styles. So I'm going to pop the important in there again. And that's given us a bit of space there. Okay, that's great. And let's perhaps have them go a different color when I hover over it. Let's make them the dark blue. So we can do that by setting a hover state. So if I copy this class name from the dot to the end of the A there, Control C, I can drop down. Right after the A with no gap, we need to put a colon and the word hover, H-O-V-E-R, and we can now set a hover state. If we open and close some curly brackets here, inside we can give it a new color. So I'll put this background in there and we'll change that hex code so we've got that darker blue. Let's grab that dark blue. And we'll just replace this hex code here. Now when I hover over, they're all going that dark blue right there. But it's sort of kind of happening instantly. I'd like it to slow it down for a bit of grace. So in our regular state right here, I'm just going to put transition. And I'm going to make mine maybe 3/4 of a second, something like that. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to put colon 0.75 seconds or 0.75 S. Now it feeds in, changes color a little more gracefully. Great. Okay, well let's give these some little rounded corners here. To do that, I'm going to use what they call border radius. And I'm going to give them about 50 pixels, which will make them kind of pill shaped. If I give them 5 pixels, it just gives them a slightly rounded corner. If I give them 50 pixels, gives them very rounded corners. And you may have noticed this last one right here is not doing it. And the first one's not doing it either, because we've got to affect those differently. I suspect this one's what they call the last child. So if I right click and inspect this, there it is right there. It says last child. And it's already got a border radius on it. So I'm going to copy this whole thing from the dot to the last closing curly bracket there, Control C. I'm going to paste it underneath here, under our hover. I'm going to change this to 50 pixels. And we're going to have to force it. So I'm going to use important again. I'm just going to copy it from up there, paste it in. That's taking care of that last one. And we need to do something similar for our first one here, which is the active, I believe. So let's just inspect this one. There it is right there, ETPB Portfolio Filters List Item Active. I'm just going to take that class name on its own from the end of the active there to the beginning of the dot. Control C again. I'm going to drop down, paste it down here, open and close some more curly brackets. Inside, I'm going to grab a bit of code right here. And now we got that one round. Now we got two options here. We can either go back into the actual module itself, write important on that to keep it blue, or we can do it in our custom CSS here. Seeing as I'm over here, I may as well do it here. So I'm going to say background. I think we've got the wrong color there, but we'll see. Drop this down. There we go. We've got our dark blue back. We've got our hover color and everything's working. You can keep on going and going if you want to. You can style, you can give it box shadow, you can do all kinds of things with it. But that's pretty much achieved my objective of changing it from the generic square blocky looking things into some little pill shaped buttons with the same color as my logo there. So let's publish our changes here. We can get rid of this inspector. I'm going to go back and flip my home page back to the original again. I'm going to publish that. Let's go to our page here. I'm going to save my changes and exit the Visual Builder. And when it refreshes, it's going to reveal our nice new portfolio filter section up here with the rounded buttons, the little hover effect, and when we click on it, the active one is going to stay blue. It's going to go to our little different categories here. So there you go, guys. That's how to style your portfolio filter buttons using a bit of custom CSS. And don't forget, all that CSS is down below for anybody that just wants to copy and paste it. I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.